How you gonna win when you ain't right within? Y'all know that song? Y'all know that lyric? The prophetess Lauryn Hill told us. She told us. She asked us. How you gonna win when you ain't right within? Kathy must don't know the song. Kathy has never heard that verse. Kathy hasn't heard that prophecy, okay? Kathy hasn't heard the good word from Lauryn Hill because she has a nasty spirit and thus lost the man, all right? What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks, The Golden Bachelor, Season 1, Episode 4. Let's talk about it, y'all. Before we get started, if you are brand new to the channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button for me. If you're a returning viewer that's been typing in Tammy Talks Bachelor, go ahead and just hit that subscribe button for me, y'all. Super close to 20,000 subscribers. That's my goal by the end of the year. So if you're watching and you have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Thumbs up the video if at any point I made you smile or laugh. And then finally, if you have any commentary or comments yourself or reactions, whatever, thoughts, opinions about the episode, leave those down below so we can talk about it, all right? So the episode starts off with Trista, who, now, y'all know I'm not a Bachelor stan account, but I do know that she's the first Bachelorette. So she comes out to tell the ladies, and I didn't like how they were pawing and petting on her. Please. But it's crazy to think that the first Bachelor started 20 years ago. That is wild. That is wild. But she is there to tell the ladies that they're going to be going on a group date and she's going to be there. So we all know that if you're not on the group date, then you get to go on the one-on-one date. So immediately, Teresa starts telling Trista about her connection with Gary. Now, y'all, in the comments, so in my video last week, I said I didn't know if Teresa was being like naive or dense, or she just really does not understand. But she immediately starts telling her about her connection with Gary, right? And Kathy is big. Kathy was so hot. Kathy was over there mad, okay? So we find out that Leslie is going to go on the one-on-one. Leslie ain't get on my nerves today, so whatever. So their group date is they're playing pickleball. Y'all know pickleball is all the rave. Everybody wants to play pickleball now. It honestly looks like wiffle ball from when I was back in high school many moons ago. But it looks like wiffle ball, but everybody's playing pickleball. So they're out here playing. April falls. Okay, and the way that they all flocked to her, because these are ladies of a certain age. So the way that they all flocked over to April to make sure she was okay, and she was like, "You all go on, do what you were doing." I said, "Girl, did you fall on purpose? You too old for that, April." Askin is out here cutting up. Okay, ever since they gave themselves that name, they've been doing the most. So Kathy and April end up winning. So because they won, because they're all paired up, because they won, they get to appear in I guess there's a pickleball magazine. So they get to do like a little photo shoot for the pickleball magazine with Gary. And then he kisses both of them on the mouth. The way Gary's going to have mono or strep throat by the end of this, anytime Gary gets a chance, he is laying them lips on somebody. I said, okay, Gary kind of fast. So we find out that Sandra is missing her daughter's wedding to be there. Sandra, no ma'am. We love the representation, okay? We're rooting for you, sis, because, okay, rooting for everybody black. Issa Rae told us best. But, no. But she tells Gary that her and her daughter talked, and her daughter said, "I got my man, go get yours." Do I believe that? No, because her daughter didn't give that energy when they called her. Her daughter didn't give the energy of, "Oh my God, so you're Gary." It was more so on some, "Hey mom, What y'all doing? It didn't give the energy that I thought it would give, Sandra. Nah, I can't rock with you, Sandra. I don't think that was cool to do, sis. I don't think that was that. I didn't like that at all. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. So you're missing out on your daughter's biggest moment of her life for the possibility, for the chance at the possibility to date this man. Girl, bye, Sandra. Your choices all episode were concerning to me. Poor decisions, Sandra. Poor decisions. So Teresa and Kathy go talk. And I'm thinking, why are y'all talking? Teresa pulls Kathy to the side. Kathy tells her again, I don't want to know anything that's going on, right? And she said that when Teresa talks about her relationship with Gary, her date with Gary, it makes her nervous. I'm going to stop you right there, Kathy. This is a you problem, sis. This is a you problem. Nobody can make you feel less than yourself. Teresa saying that she has a good connection with Gary should not make you feel any kind of way. Gary running around here kissing all y'all on the mouth. So with I just, But to take a step back, I do get it, though, Kathy. Teresa, this lady done told you she don't want to hear nothing about it. If you look around and you see Askin and you see Kathy specifically, just don't talk about shit with her. Just don't. Just don't. So Kathy is mad because at the rose ceremony, the last one, Teresa told her about Gary coming up to the bedroom. Here's the thing. The way that Teresa said it was very odd because it's not like Gary came up solely to console you. Somebody else was up there. He looked like he was looking for where y'all were. Nonetheless, Kathy's doing too much. Kathy is dragging it. So then Kathy lies and was like, what if I told you me and Gary had a secret private date last night? And he said he's sending you home. I said, oh, girl. Kathy, girl, get the fuck. So Teresa was like, that's fine. You're being open and honest. So Kathy was like, you don't see a problem with that? Then Kathy is like, zip it. Don't you understand what don't kiss and tell means? And I said, ooh, child. Here's the thing. Kathy is giving the right message, right? But it's Kathy's delivery. Kathy's being catty about it. Kathy's being catty about it. Because let's be real. Kathy, Teresa wasn't talking to you. She was talking to Trista. Quiet as it's kept. Teresa was talking to Trista. She wasn't talking to you when she was recanting her date with Gary. So the fact that you're there, I'm not going to be quiet because you can't take that somebody else might be talking to this man. You came on a show where how many women start off? Let's just say 20. So you expect nobody to ever talk about their connection? Kathy, gone somewhere, girl. Gone somewhere. So then Teresa and Gary talk, and she said, you know what? I thought everyone was going to go out on their date, and we were going to come back and dish about it, and we will all just kind of talk about our dates. She said, and then she told me to zip it. Gary didn't like that zip it. That must be like some older slang. Like, they acting like she said, shut the fuck up. Like, zip it must really go far in that age group, right? I'm going to call my mom. My mom is 66. I'm going to ask her what she would do if somebody told her to zip it. I'm not going to say it to her because clearly that's a trigger for that age group. But I would like to know why zip it is like sending them like this. So when she said to zip it, Gary was looking like, I know you lying. Right. They had a good old kiki about Kathy. Gary then pulls Kathy to the side. And I said, I know Gary is having flashbacks of when he probably had to do this with his damn daughters. Because look how y'all old asses is acting. So he basically asked Kathy, what's good with you and Teresa? What's been going on now? What's tea? Because I done heard from both of y'all twice already now about what the other one is supposedly doing. Kathy said it's hurtful when Teresa talks about your deep connection. Gary said, I heard you tell her zip it. I said, I know that's right, Gary. Get to the root of it, right? So Kathy is like, I did, because she told me that you came up to her bedroom, her boudoir, to come and console her. Gary was like, I consoled you as well. Kathy then says, well, then Gary is like, there's a rift here and I don't like this behavior. Kathy said, look, I ain't the villain. And in that moment, Gary knew she was going home, because nobody said anything about a villain, sis. That means that you doing something and you just got called out about it. Didn't nobody call you a villain? Teresa didn't call you a villain. Teresa said you told her to zip it. So Kathy knew she messed up then. So while we're on this date, Sandre gets the rose for the group date, which, girl, I guess if to me, quiet as is kept, loud as is known. Gary should see that as a red flag, that she is willing to miss her daughter's wedding to come here. That's a red flag to me. Should have been a red flag to Gary. So Lisa and Gary go on their one-on-one date. He shows up on his ATV. They're riding. He's in front of her, and he is just Evel Knievel on there, right? Going fast, and he having him a time. But he keeps looking back to check on her. So finally, he has her ride in front of him, because now he can keep a better eye on her. The way the music was going, I said, if y'all had this lady fall off this ATV, y'all, I know something. Lord, I was nervous. Because why did they have the scary music playing? So they end up riding together. She's holding on the back of him. And then there's a random ass hot tub in the middle of nowhere. I said, when did y'all set this up? Bachelor Nation, is this something that we do? Where did this hot tub come from? Look, and they thought nothing of it. They was just like, okay, hot tub. I said, y'all are in the desert. But they in the hot tub and they get to kissing, okay? They have a little connection. He's feeling her. She's feeling him. They might could get something popping. So meanwhile, back at the house, the ladies are playing Never Have I Ever with ice cream. Some of the ladies. Sandra's ass said, I'm lactose. Sandra, poor decision after poor decision tonight, sis. You could tell it was starting to hit her the way that she started doing the rocking. I was like, girl, you don't feel good, but you eating this ice cream. But we find out April done kissed somebody else's husband. Susan has been with a woman sexually, and Kathy is a lame and hasn't done anything, which is not surprising. It would be poetic justice if her name was Karen. So next thing you know, they're at the cocktail party for the night. Sandra is laid up in that bed sick. Y'all, I hollered. You got a whole pint of ice cream knowing that Sandra lucky she got her rose earlier that day, because my God. Again, red flags. Why are you eating something that you know you can't? Peer pressure. So Gary shows up to the house and he pulls Susan to the side and he gives her a rose quartz. I'm not into stones like that and I don't want to mess it up, but he gives her rose quartz and he said that the qualities that those exhibit and the character traits that I guess rose quartz pulls out of you or exhibits are the same qualities and traits that he loved about his wife. So Susan, Susan is, overwhelmed with that and feels good about that and all that type of stuff. And then they kiss. Now they out there kissing, okay? Just hugged up kissing. Kathy is looking out the door at them. I'm so sick of Kathy's ass. What are you doing? Because let's keep it real, y'all. Let's keep it a buck. If that had been Kathy out there kissing him and one of the other ladies in the house did that to her, she'd have lost her mind. You don't want to know anybody else's connection, right? Why you outside watching them kiss then, being a whole weirdo? So Susan is back in the house with her gift. Kathy's like, what's in the box? Maybe because they asking, Susan thought that was okay. It's Kathy's tone for me. It's Kathy's tone for me. Nonetheless, so Ellen is talking to Gary and tells Gary that she's falling in love with him. And he gets to kiss. And I said, ooh, look at all the mono floating around, y'all. I thought Love Island was bad. Look at the mono. Just, Lord, somebody's going to be sick after this. Somebody's going to be sick. So Nancy got a boot on. I guess Nancy has a stress fracture from playing pickleball. So I said, girl, you won. And you got a kiss earlier. But Nancy tells Gary, you know what? I think you have your top group of women set. You know who's up there for you. I don't think I am. He said, I'm not going to dispute that. It's not rude, but it's like, sheesh. We gotta look at the honesty of it all. So they hug it out. She wishes him the best, and she self-eliminates. She sends herself home. She bowed out gracefully. Asking is dropping like flies, y'all. Dropping like flies. So now we're just ask. Now we're just ask. So we get to the rose ceremony. First up is Ellen. Then it's Faith. Then it's Susan. And what kills me is how we can all see is one rose left, but Jesse has to come out. Gary, ladies, we're down to the final rose. Because I feel like I would be like, we know. We can see it. My honestly and truly, I think that Nancy and Teresa both should have went home. But he must really not see it for April. He must really not see it for April. So he gives it to Teresa, and you can just see a part of Nancy dies because you did everything you could to try to break this woman, to try to make it seem as if this woman is really out here tormenting you when you've been the real villain the entire time. You have been attacking her the entire time. We have heard the other ladies talk about how they have connections and stuff like that with Gary. You ain't been tripping about them. Was Teresa's too detailed? Are you jealous of Teresa? Are you intimidated by Teresa? What was really the issue? So Kathy goes home and she played herself. How you gonna win when you ain't right within? Kathy came in with a very nasty spirit. And I don't think that Kathy's a terrible person at all. I think that this competition, this structure, the way that this works, where we're all competing to get the attention of a man, the same man, I just don't think this is the proper venue for her to try to find love again. So that was it. And then she kind of like rolls her eyes in the car. And I think Gary might have really liked her, but she's keeping up too much shit in that house, basically. So let me know what you guys thought about tonight's episode. How do y'all feel about Kathy finally going home? Let's talk about it all down below. If you have not already, don't forget, subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.